But Jim, let's get to our next topic or question or whatever this is here. Get AEW stuff a little bit out of the way. I'm sure there may be more later, but there was a promo that several listeners requested we check out from Marina Shafir, who we've seen wrestle, and I think maybe talk in a promo package, but we've never actually seen a promo from her in what it turns out is her hometown, Albany, New York.
Well, and she may have put an end to Tony's habit lately of shining people in their hometown. No matter if you came from that town, no matter who you are, where you are on the card, you're going to get to do something because they're going to like you, which is the opposite of what Vince would do for years. I never understood that, embarrassing people in their hometown, but you don't have to take, the lighting guy. Hey, the lighting guy's from fucking Dubuque. So we're in Dubuque. Let's let the lighting guy win the belt or something. But apparently they gave Marina Shafir a live promo.
Shafir.
Whichever. And she's out there with, I guess it was after a match or something, or Nyla Rose is out there with her and Vicky Guerrero. And they turn the microphone over to Marina. And we have seen some of her matches, unfortunately. And I know she was an MMA fighter. I know she was pals with Ronda Rousey, and probably, I don't remember her level of accomplishment in that world, but what we have seen of her as a professional wrestler has been abysmal. And she's the one that's married to Roderick Strong, right?
That's right.
One of not only the best workers in the just technical in-ring workers in the business in any company, but also a guy that's been around long enough and he's been in the developmental program. He knows how to train, teach, advise. She's got to be, and I hate to say this, but she's got to be hopeless at this point. If she actually not only has been through training in a variety of places, but lives with a trainer. But we'd heard her speak in packages, as you said, but we'd never heard her live. And now we know why. Because as brutal as it has been to watch her wrestling, apparently public speaking is not one of her strong points either. And Brian, I defy you to explain to me what this promo was. It wasn't what it was going to be, obviously. There was something in there that she was going to say, that she had told somebody beforehand, or somebody had told her, or something. I can't believe they just let her go out there and just do a live promo for 2 minutes, Marina. Somebody had to have suggested some material or heard her say it and said, okay, that sounds okay or makes sense in some fashion. And then she went out there and it left her mind just blank.
Speaking of fashion, what did you think of her wearing a straw hat?
Well, yeah, somebody on Twitter remarked that she looked like Huckleberry Finn if he'd fucking forgotten his own name. But so she's wearing a straw hat. And she starts by saying that, and now they're heels, right? And Vicky's as heel as you can get.
And we have audio if you want to play any audio, too.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Well, there's no way I can describe this. Let you take it from here.
Well, if you want to stop at any point, let me know.
I'm sure I will.
I just want to let the audience know at some point she will reference you. At that point, she's pointing to the camera and the home audience watching on YouTube. Just want to be clear of that because it could be confusing, but here is after a
you think that's the only thing in this promo it's going to be confusing?
We will find out. Here's Marina Shafir.
To me.
My client, Marina Shafir, has a message just for you.
Marina Shafir gonna speak here.
The problem.
She is a problem.
Hey, real quick, let me stop. It's nice they're using Ian Riccoboni on YouTube now.
Well, yes, I thought the voices actually sounded like they knew what they were doing, but I wasn't sure. But yes, the Ring of Honor announce crew there, and also Marina's nickname is The Problem. And
Did the agents did the producers backstage give her that nickname?
I'm just the jokes are writing themselves at this point. Go ahead.
Albany.
That's where we are.
My name is Marina Shafir, daughter of Disabella Shafir and Benjamin Shafir, and you welcomed us with open arms in '93 when we immigrated here from Moldova.
Oh, it's story time.
Okay, stop. Okay. You no good son of a bitches welcomed us with open arms when we came here from Moldavia. Or Moldavia.
Moldova.
I wish they mulled it over and decided might as well go to the United States. Why is she screaming it? Why is she mad that they welcomed her parents with open arms? This is the way this thing starts, and it gets worse, and you can't figure it out. She's upset. Go ahead.
In a straw hat once again, but here she is.
Hat.
Oh, me. Yes, you do. My parents created the problem. In Albany, you raised the problem. You are a part of the problem.
Everybody's blaming Albany tonight.
It's not the best.
All of you are part of the problem.
Let them have it, Marina.
No, these are ticket-buying fans. Why are we trying to chase them?
You know me.
Part of the problem.
Now, I just want to stop here. I mentioned she keeps using the word you. Right now, she's still talking to the room. It's about to turn to the camera.
Yeah, she's pointing up in the stands all around. You know me. And you're a part of the problem. Because you welcomed my parents with open arms when they immigrated from Moldania.
Moldova? And let's go back to Marina
I'm
Shafir.
sorry, maybe when we immigrated from Monrovia.
Is that where the Monroe brothers are from?
That's actually where they were born, yeah, Monrovia.
All right, here's Marina Shafir.
You're part of the problem, Ian.
You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me.
And now she's kicking the turnbuckles also. She's kicking the bottom turnbuckle over and over while screaming that while earlier, you know me, now she's screaming, you don't know me.
Losing her mind here.
And look at Vicky.
And the commentators just making fun of this whole segment as it happens.
There's nothing they can explain. They're still trying to figure it out. They're looking at their notes like, was this down here? It's like back when the Marx Brothers were on Broadway. Whoever wrote the fucking play would stand in the back on opening night. And finally, every once in a while I just heard one of the lines I wrote.
Well, I don't know what George S. Kaufman would have thought of this, but let's go back to the end of Marina Shafir.
She loves this descent into madness, the madness in the eyes of Marina.
Understand this. Understand this. When the violins play, violence is always on the way.
Oh, boy. Violence.
And that's the end.
Understand this, if you understood nothing else I said. So when the violins play, the violence is on the way.
I'm assuming her theme song has violins. Otherwise, this makes completely no sense.
Well, we've heard so much about sax and violins on television. And I think that a saxophone or a violin is just fine to have on television. I don't know why people are upset about sax and violins on television.
Why do I hear Jim Barnett as you're doing this bit?
Because I can't do a good Rosanna Dana.
Well,
I do a better Barnett than I do a Roseanne. Never mind.
The fact that they aired this, I mean, again, it's taped.
You can't really say that they aired it. It was on YouTube, and their numbers are not as big as ours. But But still, it's not doing this poor girl any favors to when somebody, I mean, there were a couple of times in OVW when I had green talent, inexperienced rookies, whatever, people hadn't done television, that you would, for their own sake, so people didn't see them doing what she was doing, having a goddamn mental meltdown because she obviously couldn't figure out how to say what she had in her head. You don't want people to see that. They didn't have to air that. It wasn't live. But, it's not the job of the technical producers, the people who actually punch the buttons, to determine what goes on the television program. Any TV program that I've booked, been responsible for booking, that was also me. I determined what stayed and what went, if anything. I don't know what Tony's process is for it, but somebody should have said, no, we shouldn't show this, and because people are going to be laughing at this poor lady, which they are.
Okay, so what if the roles were reversed? And again, you're not Jim Cornette, the podcaster, critiquing this. You're Jim Cornette, the producer or the agent. And she comes back, and you can't say just quit the business. That's off the table. What do you say to help someone like this who is trying? I mean, she's clearly trying. It's just not working. Well,
first, I would have to know what she was trying to say or was supposed to have said, or what it sounded like that somebody reasonable said, yeah, go out and do this. Because I can't figure out a way to critique something when I don't know what it was supposed to be beforehand. And then somebody's going to say, well, then how do you know it was bad? No, we just played it for you. That was bad. When nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about and there's light chance of shut the fuck up in the building, chances are the promo is not landing. It's not getting across. It's not riveting. Depending on what was she wanting to do there. She starts off in an angry tone while thanking the people for welcoming her parents with open arms. But then maybe there's something she left out as to why but then she had problems with the town because she's a problem. Or I don't know I don't know whether to tell her be more babyface-ish or be more heelish or don't be so mad, be another emotion. Because what the fuck was the point of all of that? So, but you've got to know that before you can critique somebody to say, just what do I say? Don't lose your mind and start kicking the turnbuckles and screaming the same words over and over when people are still going as to what you're talking about. And are we supposed to like you or not like you? You're from our hometown, but we're part of the problem. Was there some cute play on words that was really going to register there if she'd have said it right? I don't know.
I think that whole thing was probably a 30-second conversation. You go out there and you say, I was born here, I was raised here, you guys raised the problem. You know me, the people at home don't know me, but when the violence starts, or whatever the fuck she said. It's just she added an extra 2 minutes of, you know me! Hold on.
Well, and there she is on the phone right now.
Fucking spam, hold on. Fuck you. All right. I pulled the Jim Cornette here today.
Very good.
We can't end on that note. Say something else. So we end on a different note.
We end on a note. Well, but Marina, thanks for playing. Try again. I would say if she rehearsed that over and over, I would say next time don't rehearse at all. If she didn't rehearse it at all, I'd say next time do a lot of rehearsal. Next time, whatever you did this time, do the exact opposite.
Did you have to work a lot with Roddy on promos?
Yes. Roddy's a smart guy, and he's, again, another one of these guys that's funny as fuck in the locker room and very personable. But
Roderick Strong, for anyone listening at home wondering.
Yes. Not Roddy Piper. But for quite a while, and remember I've said in NXT with the Undisputed Era, he started coming out with it, and he much improved and sounded like he meant things. But Roddy had not only a struggle with being a natural public speaker, but also the tone of his voice lent itself to making it sound like he didn't mean what he said, if that makes any sense. He just had that tonal quality. I don't know. And it was tough. That was why when we switched him heel and made him the champion, he got Truth Martini as a manager, because you could get some declarative statements out of Roddy and it sounded okay and his work was impeccable, but he needed somebody else do the majority of the talking and or explaining or anything that was a little more complicated or whatever. And we were always trying to fire him up verbally.
Well, luckily, Marina Shafir has the Truth Martini of AEW, Vicky Guerrero, in her corner.
Oh, boy. That's another boy. All right. Nevertheless,